In Oru village, there was one rule. If you hear your name whispered at night, do not answer, because not every voice belongs to the living. But there was one man who answered, and the voice answered back.
Before we go any further, if stories like this open your eyes, challenge your thinking, and remind you that life still has meaning, then take a second right now to subscribe. This channel is for people who want more than just entertainment. It's for those who want growth, wisdom, and stories that stay with you long after the video ends. Subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. You never know whose life you might help change.
Adigun was born during a blood-red moon. When he came out of his mother's womb, he did not cry. He stared. The midwife dropped him because she swore. Something stared back at her through the child's eyes. As a boy, dogs refused to bark at him. Elders avoided eye contact. Shadows moved before he walked. At 7 years old, he was seen speaking to the air. At 9, the air responded. The village shrine once demanded a sacrifice. A young girl fell sick. The priest said, "The goddess is angry." The girl's mother ran to Adigun. He walked to the shrine alone. No charm, no kola nut, no sacrifice. He stood before the sacred altar and said only one sentence, "Leave her." The ground cracked. The shrine fire went out. The priest collapsed. And miles away, the girl breathed again. From that day, the spirits did not ignore him. They listened. Years passed. Adigun did not beg spirits. He did not chant. He did not dance. He spoke like a king giving orders. And they obeyed. He could drag a wandering ghost back into the earth, silence a possessed man with a glance, force a river spirit to retreat during flood season, break curses without touching the victim. But power changes things. People stopped fearing the shrine. They began fearing him. Children were warned, do not look into Adigun's eyes, because those who did dreamed of graves. One night, the entire village woke up screaming. The dead had risen, not walking, not attacking, standing in silence, dozens of them, facing one house, Adigun's house. The villagers hid. Adigun stepped outside barefoot. The air grew thick. The dead began to shake. He did not shout. He whispered, "Kneel!" And every corpse bent at once. The next morning, the graves were sealed again, but something changed. That was the first night. Adigun smiled during a storm. There are small spirits. There are shrine spirits. There are river gods. Then there are ancient things. Things without names. Things older than worship. One dry season, people began dying in their sleep. No wounds, no sickness, just empty eyes. Adigun called the spirit he ruled. For the first time, they did not come. He felt it. Something was watching him. Something that did not fear him. For the first time, Adigun felt challenged, and he liked it. He went to the forbidden hill, the place elders pretend does not exist. He stood there and declared, "Show yourself." The sky darkened at noon. A voice responded from everywhere and nowhere. "You command the small ones, but you are still flesh." Adigun laughed, and thunder split the sky. Lightning struck the ground around him, but he did not move. He raised his hand, and the lightning bent, like a servant bowing. The voice went silent. For 3 days the storm did not stop. The village thought he was dead. On the 4th day, the storm ended. Adigun walked down the hill, alive, but his shadow was moving differently. He had not defeated the Ancient One. He had absorbed it. From that day forward, his reflection blinked slower than him. He no longer slept. When he spoke, echoes answered before he finished. He was no longer just a man commanding spirits. He had become something spirits could not name. Years later, as he lay dying, someone asked, "What are you now?" He smiled and said, "I am not their master anymore. I am their door." That night, when he died, every shrine in Oru cracked, and somewhere in the dark, something inhaled